Welcome back to another edition of the Miles High Club. We are making picks. We are doing all right this year. We are 31-17 on the year. We can do better than that. Like I said, I'm trying to get over 200 correct. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, we got to pay the bills. Go down to Game Face Groom and go get yourself some body wash. I don't know why you haven't done it yet. Please stop the video and go get yourself some body wash. But speaking of body wash, did you know people are out here raw dogging? They're out here raw dogging body wash. You putting body wash on hand, then apply to body. Dude, don't ever come to my house if that's you. Please do not come to my house. But I'm a loofah guy myself. Please use a washcloth. I don't care what you use. But don't raw dog it. Why are we doing that with hand to body? Come on. You got to be better than that. But let's get into the picks. Thursday Night Football. We got Arizona Cardinals at home versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are looking all right. Defense is looking pretty good. Sam Darnold's looking at Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's balling out. I mean, he's having a year. I don't think he scored a touchdown yet, but he's balling. I like the Arizona Cardinals. I've been a fan of the Arizona Cardinals. They lost a rough one last week against the San Francisco 49ers. They did lose James Conner, so Trey Benson, if for all you fantasy people out there, if you haven't picked him up or if you have him on your bench, you probably should start him this week. But actually, I don't think you should start him this week because of going against the Seattle Seahawks, I just like their defense. But I do like the upside of Trey Benson this week for Arizona Cardinals. And I really think Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey Bryant are about to go off. I don't know why. I don't know why. Don't at me, please. I got the Arizona Cardinals beating the Seattle Seahawks here. Then the Minnesota Vikings in Dublin versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. This game is going to be a good one. I'm excited for it. Carson Wentz looked adequate. He looked decent against who did they play last? The Bengals. The Bengals suck. But he looked decent against the Bengals last week. I do believe in Aaron Rodgers in them. I don't know why. I'm not too sure why I believe in them right now. But I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning in Dublin. I know the old man's going over there playing probably in a mid-afternoon game for that time and early morning for us. But that's like a perfect time for old people. You know what I'm saying? 40-year-old people love the daytime. So like I feel like this is gonna be a great game for Aaron Rodgers. Then moving on from that game, we're gonna go to the Washington Commanders versus the Atlanta Falcons. I actually have not looked up if Jaden Daniels playing. I have no idea. If he's not playing, that's okay. It doesn't matter to me. I like the Commanders beating the Falcons. The Falcons they looked rough against the Panthers. I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, they are playing Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so I think they will play a little bit better. But I just think the Commanders are better than the Falcons in general, even with Marcus Mariota. Because Marcus Mariota looked decent last week with the gray hairs in him. You saw him. He looked all right. So then the Buffalo Bills at home versus the Saints. I'm not saying much here. I mean, the Buffalo Bills are going to smack the Saints. It's not going to be close. And again, I still have not picked with the Saints all year. I don't know if I will be. I do have them in a bet that I have them winning 3 games, a parlay. That hopefully they do win 3 games at some point this year. But other than that, I don't think they're gonna go 0-17, but they could go 0-17. Don't put it past me. But I got the Buffalo Bills winning here. Cleveland going into Detroit. Again, another game I just don't. I know the Cleveland Browns just beat the Green Bay Packers. I'm not too sure what Jordan Love had. I don't know what happened to Jordan Love, but if you actually watch that game, the Cleveland Browns didn't do much. They played great defense, and I think Detroit offense is better than Green Bay. Even though the whole first week happened, I think Detroit's on one right now, so I'm going to take the Detroit Lions over the Cleveland Browns, and it's not going to be a good one. Then the 2 AFC South 0-3 teams, Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. No one thought the Houston Texans would be 0-3 this year. I mean, I personally didn't think that. I know you didn't think that. No one had that on their bingo card that the Texans would be 0-3. I don't know why they released C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't understand what happened there, but he'd be a great pickup for somebody on someone's team. He'd probably go back to Philly. For some reason, Philly just keeps trading him, and him and Darius Slay with the whole thing, whatever. But I got Houston finally getting their first win against the Tennessee Titans. I mean, Brian Callahan for the Titans is relinquishing his play calls, so like maybe the the offense looks a little different, but I do got the Houston Texans winning here, and it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a good game. It's not gonna be a blowout because Jeffrey Simmons on Titans defense is playing out of his mind right now. So I do have but I do have the Houston Texans beating the Tennessee Titans. Carolina going into the New England Patriots. I don't know what Carolina team we're gonna see this week. I'm not sure that the Falcons are good, and the 30-0 game last week, I'm not too sure how much I believe in the Carolina Panthers, but they did get their first win. So, but I do think they take the L here against the Patriots. I like the things that they're doing there in New England. So I like them. I like them better than what they're doing in Carolina. Let's put that way. I don't love New England. New England's but I got the Patriots beating the Carolina Panthers here. Then LA Chargers at the New York Giants. I mean, New York Giants here. I don't know what you're gonna do with Jackson Dart. I'm not sure if I would have did it just because your offensive line is not that great. And LA Chargers are going to be coming in humming. I mean, they are going to come humming, and I think it's going to be an ugly day for the Jackson Dart and the boys. So I thought the LA Chargers beating the Giants here. Even though we should beat the Chargers last week. Nothing to here nor there. Neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Philly going into Tampa Bay. This game is going to be a good one. I'm excited. This one is, I mean, I'm going to be at Ryan Crowley's wedding. Crowley, shout out to you, brother. Actually, I'm going to be driving at this point, but I'm going to be listening to this game while I'm driving up to New Jersey. This is going to be a good game. I'm excited for this game. Hopefully, I get into the hotel room before the game's over so I can watch the fourth quarter. But Tampa Bay, I got Tampa Bay beating the Philadelphia Eagles. They shouldn't have beat the LA Rams last week. The Eagles got, I believe, they got lucky. You know, that it obviously reminds me of last year. The Chiefs, they win games. They just know how to win games, and that's what scares me about picking against them right now. But I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think it's gonna be it's gonna come down to a field goal probably. But I love Baker Mayfield, man. He's different. Oklahoma quarterback's here too. Ooh, for the Sooners. You know what I'm saying? Tampa Baker, baby. Tampa Baker. I got Tampa Bay beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we got the Colts going into LA versus the Rams. Colts are hot right now. Jonathan Taylor's playing out of his freaking mind right now. He's an animal. 3 touchdowns, so great for fantasy. I got him like 3 leagues. Great. I got also fantasy. I won all 7 of my leagues, 7-0 this week. Gang, you know what I'm saying? 7-0, hey. I don't even know if that's how you see 7-0, but whatever. But yeah, I actually got the Rams giving the Colts their first loss of the season. It's gonna be a good one. I think Daniel Jones. I don't know. He's going to have probably a decent game, which he hasn't had a really bad one yet. But I just like the firepower that the Rams offer right now versus the Colts defense. So I got the Rams beating the Colts, and I think it's going to be probably, if I had to guess a score, 24-21 Rams. 24-21 Rams. So I'm going to put that in as an exact score, maybe. Let's see what happens. Then we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into San Francisco. Jacksonville, they beat the Texans last week. It was an ugly game. It wasn't, I mean, neither of the team played well for the Jacksonville or Houston. But it was an ugly win, and I think they're going to play better. San Francisco, again, an ugly win against the Cardinals. Again, both of the teams played not their best last week, and I think this week they both might play a little bit better. San Francisco is just too hurt to me. Just too hurt at the moment. You know, it sucks, but I just think they're too hurt. I think they stacked they're 3-0. They stacked those wins, which is great for them, you know, for later in the season once they get their players back. But I think they're going to take their first L here. So I got the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the San Francisco 49ers, which is not a hot take, I think, to some people, but I like that a lot. Then you got the Baltimore Ravens going into Kansas City. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we had Philly go into Kansas City and win. They were 1-point favorites, and now the Baltimore Ravens, I think, are 1.5 favorites as we speak, as this is being recorded. I don't know exactly what it is going to be by Sunday, but I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens. They came off of a very tough loss. The Kansas City Chiefs looked good for the second half. They looked for the rest of the game, rest of the other games that they played. I just don't see how Kansas City offense is going to score as many points as the Baltimore Ravens offense is good. Like, I just don't. They're off. Yes, I think the Ravens defense is terrible, but compared to what the Kansas City Chiefs offense has looked so far this year, the Baltimore Ravens defense is definitely going to get after. They missed some pieces last week, so like, I really think the Baltimore Ravens get the W here versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'll put the Chiefs at 1-3. And as a Broncos fan, we like that. The fact that if Chargers win and the Chiefs lose, the Chargers are essentially 4 games up on the Chiefs, and I just want a new division winner in our division. I don't care who it is. It could be the Broncos, it could be the Chargers, it could be the Raiders, just not the Chiefs. This is gonna be lovely. If the Chiefs are a wild card team, Chiefs are not in the playoffs. Oh my God, could you imagine the AFC playoffs with no Chiefs in it? That makes me feel too good. I would love that for me. But yeah, so I got the Ravens beating the Chiefs. Then Chicago going into Las Vegas. I'm not too sure what Las Vegas is. I'm not too sure Chicago is either. They played a great game last week, but like again, it was against Dallas. Like Dallas defense sucks. They lost CeeDee Lamb. Dallas is going through it right now. So like, I'm not too sure who I like as overall for the rest of the season, but like for this game in general, I do take the Chicago Bears because Caleb Williams is playing better. Let's not get me wrong. He's playing better. Their weapons around him. Luther Burden looked all right, looked decent this go around. So he start getting more involved in the offense. I'm not too sure what's happening with DJ Moore. He's having okay. I think he's having a few catches, 4 or 5 catches maybe a game, but like Rome Odunze and Luther Burden are taking over a lot of catches, and I think Colson Lovin might be coming back. So like, there's a lot of things happening for the Chicago Bears that I think are going against for the Las Vegas Raiders. I just think the Raiders suck. I mean, as a Broncos fan, I think they suck. So that's just me just talking. So I think the Chicago Bears win here convincingly against the Las Vegas Raiders. Then we got the Green Bay Packers going into Dallas. Marco Parsons' return game. I don't think this game's going to be close. I think the Packers are going to blow them out, and it's not going to be fun to watch. For Sunday Night Football, I'm excited. I'm going to be at a wedding. Shout out Ryan Crowley and Rachel. I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I got the Green Bay Packers winning here convincingly. And I'm not much to say there about the Michael Parsons return. He probably have 2-3 sacks. Dak Prescott's going to be running for his life out there. But yeah. And the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. I think Justin Fields might be coming back. I'm not too sure on that. I think he is. But again, when it's recorded, at the moment he is not listed as playing. But I think the Miami Dolphins are going to finally figure something out here and get a W. I think they're going to beat the New York Jets just because it's at home and it's going to be pretty hot probably. Who knows? I actually don't know the weather. But like, I don't believe in the Jets right now. I think they had a great game last week with Tyrod, and I think they're going to play well. They're going to have tough games all season just because of Aaron Glenn, the way he coaches, the moxie he brings to the team. But I do like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins winning here. I believed in the beginning of the year, so like I can't fold them now. After 4 or 5 weeks, that's when you start actually figuring out who people are. But right now, I'm still living off this preseason hype for myself on the Dolphins, so I'm taking the Dolphins beating the Jets here. If the Dolphins lose, I don't see why Tyreek Hill is not looking to get out of there. Mike McDaniel, good luck. But yeah, I don't. If you guys can't lose this game if you want to keep your job. Just all I'm saying. Then we got Cincinnati going into Denver. Monday Night Football, 8:15. I'm super excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get the W. It's not going to be close. Jake Browning is going to look very like a deer in the headlights out there. But We're finally gonna get back on the winning side. We'll be 2-2 going into the Philly next week. That's gonna be super fun. I'm super excited. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching the video. Again, thank you for the support. It's your boy, Miller Latte. Have a nice day.